All right, hi Teaquilters. Today is Wednesday, September 13th, 2023, and we're here for live chat. We start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have a 1 hour chat on Wednesdays. So I just came in a minute or so early so I can let people get notifications. So we shall wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna clear all of that. Oh, I meant to put this one on silent. Let's see. Hopefully you all are having a great day. Today I'm actually going to do a haul of the order that I placed that hadn't come in when I did the last haul. And then I think I'm just going to sew some of this on my board because since I'm fussy cutting and cutting to match, sort of that's what's taking me so long with this project. I think I am going to sew these if we have time because I need more space so I can cut more and lay them out since they're all fabric to fabric. So that's my agenda today. Susan Baker was in here. She had to leave. Sue Allen says, hi T and T Quilters. Love the picture T. Thank you. Quilt Gal says, hi Miss T and everyone. Her thumbs up is done. Thank you, Quilt Gal. Betsy Layton. Hello, Miss T and all T Quilters. Yolanda Hale, such a pretty picture. Thank you. Nikki says, hello, T and everyone. Great photo of you. Thank you. Monty Pep saying hello, everyone. Melissa LePage, good evening, T and everyone. Welcome back, Melissa. Haven't seen you in a bit. And Monty Pep's already done her thumbs up. And Carissa Brenninger, hello, T. Evening, everyone. Welcome you back as well. I know you've been kind of in and out. Becky Bramlett saying hello, everyone. I'm here. Rhonda Barlow, hey T and everyone. Kevin the Quilter, evening T Quilters, and especially to our reigning queen of scraps, Miss T. Melina Montoya saying hey T. Bonita Nance, hey Miss T. And everyone. Diane McCoy saying hello, everyone. Like that. Hello, Mrs. T and all. Peace and blessings. Praying everyone is well. My brother is here saying hi, sis, and everyone. Tiffany of Tiffany's Quilting Life is here. Hi, Mrs. T. Hi, everyone. Just popping in while waiting for a friend to come over. So that sounds like you're going to have fun. Beverly Aiken saying hello, T and T Quilters. Sheila Willis is here saying good evening, T and everyone. Cooling down here in Tennessee. Melody Kiefer saying hello, T and everyone. Maddie Barnum, hi, T and everyone. Well, thank you, Carissa. She says she's got stuff going on, but she's always watching and she's not necessarily in the chat. So I appreciate that. Brenda Foley saying good evening. Minnie Dula. Hello, T and everyone. I did respond to your email and you might need to check your spam folder. I don't know if you saw it or not, Minnie. Donette Brenson saying hello, T and Quilter. So hello, everybody, and welcome. As you all can hear, my voice is going in and out. My sinus is draining down my throat, and I had this the last 2 days. It's actually better today than it was yesterday. So I tell you, I have a low tolerance for medications, and so with me taking my sinus meds every day, all I want to do is just sleep. And then if I don't take it, I can't talk at all. So I've been tired, so I've still been kind of in bed, bored as all get out. I did do some cutting so that I can sew some of these pieces because I am so far behind. So I'm trying to get 30 of these sewed. I can't even get to 30, okay? And then I need to cut the other 30 for when I meet with Kevin. And thinking of Kevin, this Saturday we were scheduled to, you hear me, we were scheduled to do sewing with T and Kevin, but I'm not going to be able to do it this Saturday. And I'm switching it to the fourth Saturday at noon that I will sew live with Kevin. And it's just to give my body a little bit more time to rest, because Kevin's about an hour, 15 minutes. It just depends on the time of day, how much time it takes for me. And, with the traffic to get to his house, I live in the city area and he lives in the country. So it's a good little ride. We don't live around the corner from each other. And so I just am deciding that I don't want to put my body through a 2.5 to 3 hour ride, then come in on Saturday night and try to do the Saturday night live as well. So I'm going to cancel for this Saturday. Hopefully I will be able to do it next Saturday. Vivian Calvi is here saying hi, T and everyone. Janice Miller says hi, T and quilters. Sue GSD is here, says hello, T and quilting world. 286 days until the absolute best retreat in the world. So yeah, but I haven't been doing a whole lot. I been just trying to survive. So I do like cutting. I cut really good for a while, and then all of a sudden I start making mistakes, and it's like, okay, it's time to cut. And it's just those meds that I'm taking. I have a very low tolerance. The meds are supposed to be non-drowsy, all of that type of stuff. It doesn't matter. But taking meds on a regular basis make me sleepy. So Eric Oda is here saying hello, T and T quilters. Hey, Eric. And T Roberts is saying, hey, all T quilters. Maddie says, T, I love your blocks. Thank you. So that's kind of what's been going on. If you haven't still gotten any response to emails, you can try resending them. I'm trying to go back and look through emails, but I can only do so much of that and then respond. And I give it about an hour. That's about all I can get through at my desktop. So I sound worse than I feel. I actually feel better. I'm just tired, but my voice is going in and out because of stuff coming out. So that's what's going on. So I had showed you all some African fabric on the haul that I had before. And I told you all that I was short 2 pieces of fabric. I actually reached out to the company. It took about 4 or 5 emails for us to fully understand what the other one was saying. And that's one of the downfalls and the perks of internet, is how we got all of these different ways we can communicate. But sometimes when we used to call customer service, you can get stuff handled on one phone call. Emails, that's why I try not to send anything like that's controversial per se, something that could be taken as negative. I try not to send that in an email. But I sent an email. I should have just called customer service, but I didn't know the number. But they did end up, I had ordered 18 yards of this. They had only sent me 6. So they sent me the other 12 yards. So I had it's a really pretty fabric, and it was just so pretty. I thought I could put this on the back of quilts if I don't sell it. I might put some in, I got to make some jelly rolls. I have to do that. So, but I really like this. It's a black background, but got some color on it. So I thought it would make an awesome backing on some African print quilts. So I wanted to follow up with you all because the company did send me what I actually ordered. They had a sale, and so I went in as a regular customer. I didn't go in as a wholesaler, so I kind of got it at wholesale price on the sale because I don't sign up wholesale with new companies. I just go in and order what I want, and then I see if I want to be a wholesaler for that particular company. And I'm just very grateful that they honored and sent me the fabric, taking my word for it. But the box that they sent was stuffed to the brim. I don't see how they could have gotten that 12 more yards of fabric in the box that I got. But she at least took my word for it and sent the fabric. So I really appreciate that. Hey, Phyllis G. Saying hi to you and everyone. Silverita James is here saying hello, everyone. Zandra is here. Hi, T and everyone. I don't know. Vivian Calvi saying no, no, no. Rhonda Barlow. Rhonda says, T, I'm glad you're feeling better. It's not worth pushing yourself. Get your rest. Yeah. I don't want to be messing with rotary cutters and things like that when I'm really sleepy. I came in Monday when I woke up. I took my medicine, so I came in right at that point and did some cutting. And then once I started making mistakes, I said, okay, you got to stop, because I made more than one. So I said, okay, it's time to stop. So I do know the limitations. And yesterday I wasn't able to come in here and cut a thing. So Blackbird 022 says hello T in the chat. Very pretty fabric. Thank you. And nothing like good customer service. Yes. Sue says night owl. She's going to bed. Y'all take care. Good night, Sue. Barbara Freeman saying hello, Miss T. Hi, Barbara. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you coming in here. Let's see. Sue says take care and get plenty of rest. Everything else can wait a few days. Yeah. This started Thursday, so it's been a week. But not a week of feeling bad. Like I said, I don't feel bad. I just have drainage that if I'm not taking my meds, I am having issues. And I'm trying to see. The first thing I'm about to show you, I wish I had an open boat of it. I thought I did, but I must have moved it or something, because I sure don't see it. I don't think I've used it all. And normally I have little pieces. Well, here's a little piece right here. So I can show it to you a little bit closer. It's got some strings on it, but it's all right. All right. So the first thing I'm going to show you is stitch and sew perforated soft white sew-in interfacing. And what I use this for, I bought the whole boat because that's how you have to order wholesale. So it's 25 yards on here. But what I use this for, and I'm just going to move this out the way. We all know interfacing is like 20 to 22 inches. So this one is 19 inches, okay? And what I use it for is on machine embroidery. When I'm machine embroidering, I hoop with tearaway stabilizer. And some people forget or don't know that when you have large designs, one layer of interfacing takes about 9,000 stitches, somewhere in that neighborhood. So just round it up and say 10,000 stitches. So if your design is 14,000 stitches, you're going to need at least one more layer of stabilizer. And what I do is I take this perforated stabilizer. That's why I wanted to hold it so you could see that it's perforated. And it's a tearaway. See, like that. And so once I stitch it down, it just tears on the lines to get rid of the excess. But what I like about it is that it kind of have like a little stopper thing on it too. So it kind of helps hold it flat, hold stuff flat underneath and stuff like that. But I use this as my second, third, and fourth layers. And what I do is I just slip this under. So I hoop my one layer of tearaway in my fabric in my hoop, depending on what I'm doing. If it's a t-shirt, I don't hoop a t-shirt. And then I slide this under before I hit the start button. I just slide this under my hoop. And so everything else is on top. And because the needle is going to stitch and pull up the bobbin thread, it's going to also pull this and attach this as it's sewing. So this is how I attach my additional layers of stabilizer when I'm embroidering. And I just like the perforated kind. And the reason why I have the scraps over here is because I just slide whatever size I need to go under my design. I don't just put the whole piece under there. I only put a piece about 2 inches bigger than what I need of my design to make sure that I get it under the hoop in the right spot. But that's what I use the perforated stabilizer for. Remo JS is here saying, good evening, Miss T and T Quilters. Thumbs up, everyone. Thank you, ma'am. I forgot all about that. So I'm going to pin that. I don't think Darcy is in here. If you all could take a moment and hit the thumbs up button for me, I really would appreciate it. Also, share my channel with your other quilting friends. Post it on your Facebook if you've got Facebook. Tell your quilt gills also if you have them. Remo and Vivian, I did mail your packages. I got those mailed out today. I got to send you all the tracking numbers, so that's what I haven't done. Sharon Lewis says, hi, T and Quilters. Hey, Sharon, welcome to the chat. Sivarita says, my niece gifted me a singer that she got 3 years ago and never used. So that's awesome. A brand new machine. Mary F is here. Says, got another migraine, just paying the rent. Thank you, Mary. Hope you feel better. Joe Cormel Perkins is here saying, hey, Miss T and everybody. She hit the thumbs up button, so thank you. All right. So then the other thing I got was this book. I have not looked at any of this. I just took it out the box. So I really don't know what's in here to even recommend. But I thought this book was interesting. Now, this book is for advanced quilters. It's not for the meek. It's for people that don't mind doing curves. So this book here is called Twist and Turn Quilts. Sometimes when I'm placing an order, I need to order some other things so that I can get the other stuff. You have to have a minimum order. And so I saw this and thought this was really pretty. So let me show you again the quilt on the front. Because I'm going to turn it so you can see the quilts on the back as well. I really like the look like geese going around a circle. I really like that effect. I don't know if I'll ever make it or when I will make it, but I also like to buy quilt books. I read them just like fiction books. So I just want to see what the technique is. If she's using freezer paper, I like doing curves with freezer paper technique. So it'll be interesting. I just wanted to see if there was anything new that I didn't know about. But I like the quilts that were shown on the website, so that's why I ordered it. Joe Taylor says, sorry to hear that you're not at your best. I watch every post, but not for long. After my cataract surgery, hoping to watch all. Hello to all from Texas. So hi, Joe. Thank you so much for coming in and commenting. I appreciate that. Remo says, please keep my family in prayer. Sister-in-law passed away, 58 years old. So sorry about that, Remo, to you and your family. especially your brother. Miss Vivian, I talked to her today and she did let me know about that. Um, People are saying so sorry for Remo's loss, and she's saying thank you as well. Book looks very interesting. Love the quilts on the cover. Yes, I do too. Lana Dean is here. Hey, Miss T Quilters. May stay, might not. I'm thinking stay too long tonight. Went on a treatment, so okay. Thank you for popping in as well when you have to go. Um, People are still doing condolences for Remo, so sorry for you and your family. Next up, I've been looking at this book in my local quilt shop for so many years, and then I just today finally decided to go ahead and get the book. I do like some of the squares, some of them are unique, some of them are not, but I just decided to go ahead and get it. I am a sampler quilt lover, and I'm like, girl, just go ahead and get that book. So I got 100 Modern Quilt Blocks by Tula Pink. I saw Jason Lewis was working on some of these, and I like some of the blocks, and so I just decided to go ahead and get it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the project. I might just take 1 or 2 blocks or something like that and maybe make a quilt like that. I don't know yet. I just bought the book so that, before it goes out of print, at least I have it. I'm a collector of sampler quilts. I like crazy quilt books as well, even though I don't do a whole lot of the hand stuff. I think it's very nice. One of these days, I want to do one, so I have all the stuff I need to do it, right? And Remo saying she got that book. Yep. And Silverita says it's a cool book. Um, and Carissa's over there chanting that she does not need another book, like over and over again. And Silverita says she likes crazy quilts too. Yes, I love them, and I do want to do one. I want to do a combination of machine stitches as well as hand stuff because I don't want it to take forever. But I do love some hand stuff. And sometimes me being left-handed is difficult for me to do some of the stitches when they're showing them in the books. And other times they're fine. So the other thing I got is they're coming out now with your 2024 calendars. I have not used a calendar since I like a calendar of this type. This is a weekly planner by American Quilter Society. And they put these out every year. I used to have these all the time when I worked. I don't know why I'm looking over here because I'm looking at the book. The book's in my face and I'm looking, trying to look away from the book. um, I used to use them all the time. And then there's been a few occasions where when somebody contacts me wanting to know if I can do a quilt lecture or something like that, I have to go through my phone and see which month is the best month because they're just asking me when can I come, not necessarily giving me a date. And so it's like I have to go through so many months on my phone, and sometimes I have to go get the phone or find the phone. So I'm gonna try and see if I can use weekly calendar again. The other nice thing about this is that um it has the AQS shows in here because it's their calendar. The only thing I hate about it is that it's got the AQS shows in here because it's their calendar. And the reason being because I don't go to all of them all year and they take up quite a bit of space, although they give you plenty of space to write. But what if I had a lot going on? So, like, I will be going to the AQS show in April of 2024. But what if I wasn't going? They've taken up almost half the space telling me when there's a quilt show, when if I had a really busy day that day, I'm going to have to squeeze in everything that I might want to write on that day. So it's always a pro and a con. They always have very nice quilt pictures on the other sides of the pages. So it's always eye candy as well. So that part I like. And I think they got like little list in the back. 2024, 2025 entire year calendar. You can put some addresses and birthdays that I never do. They got one page of notes. Machine maintenance is in here now. I haven't had one since that's been in here that I recall. They even got goals for next year, your projects that you're working on. Quite a few pages for those. And yeah, let me check the front now. Okay. So yeah, so I do like them. They're very pretty. And if nothing else, when the year is over, I just cut the quilts out and then I might use them in quilty cards. I'll use certain parts of it in quilty cards instead of just pitching it, because that's way prettier than buying any piece of paper, right? All the pretty quilts. And then I also bought a wall calendar, which is what I use by my desktop machine, just so that I can see stuff at a glance. I used to write on my calendars all the time when I was in and out for my husband so that he could know when I was in and out. I don't do that as much, but I still like the eye candy. So I bought a wall calendar. Open it up. It's called The Art of the Quilt 2024. It's by Weeks Ringel and Bill Kerr of Modern Quilt Studio. They had quite a few that I could have chose from. Some of them wasn't my quilting style, and this one wasn't necessarily my quilting style either, but I felt I would get more out of this one than the other one. So I just showed you the back where it shows you every month, and I like how they displayed their quilts. Instead of just having just a picture, they actually got it in a type of environment, a working environment, like the quilt's earning its keep. It's like over a quilt frame, on a bed, hanging on a clothesline like it's been washed, on a tree branch. So I like that. And then in the back, they have pockets back here that have all of the pattern instructions. So I've never seen anybody like make the pocket. They'll have them in the back, and then, or it's in the staple. And then when you take the thing out to get the pattern instructions, the whole thing will tear apart. So that's what this is. So that's it for today for haul stuff. This was just the last stuff I was waiting to come in. Whoops. Just slide it over here. I'll be moving that when I leave. So let's see who I missed just in case. Love, love, love the Quilt Art Calendar book. So that's cool. I bought all the templates in that book and the papers, and I've only glanced at them, T. She's talking about the Wensleydale. Like I said, we're moving slow on it, so it's not a big deal. I think if you're not going to fussy cut, this will go a lot easier for people that aren't in my dilemma. But once I started, I fell in love with the first block, so I had to continue going. Fell in love with this block here. And these two, I'm trying to think of some type of design. I got a plan for how I want to do my blocks. So that's why they aren't, but half of my blocks are going to be like this. Half of them are going to be similar to this, I guess. Monty Pep says, lefties unite. Yeah, it's kind of hard sometimes when they don't write instructions in things that are for hand work. When they don't flip it and do it in left-handed, that's one of the reasons why knitting is so hard for me. Eric talking about they still print calendars. I buy a calendar every year. I buy a wall calendar every year. Anna says, I did a crazy quilt years ago, a little table topper from my living room, and I use it at Christmas time because the colors blend with Christmas. Yeah. I have a small one I did by machine, but I want to do more. Francis Jackson, message was retracted, but she's saying, hello T and all T quilters from Michigan. The AQS quilt show was nice, not as large as previous years, but enjoyable. So that's pretty cool. I'm glad you had fun. Mona did what is here. Zoom chat coming up on Sunday, 9/17. Is that our regular Zoom meeting? Is that the September one? Did we miss September? I don't know. Did we miss the first one of the month? I'm confused. Silverita saying, nice calendar. I want one. I don't know which which one you're referring to. If you're talking about the desk calendar. Jeff Colonius here saying, hi all. How is my little quilting family? And T. Roberts says she loves a calendar too. C. Joy Creations is here saying hi, T. Hello, welcome. Sandy Agger is here. Good evening from St. Francis Retreat Center in San Juan Bautista, California. Wearing my Teaquilts t-shirt. That's too cool. Take a picture, girl. Put it on Facebook. C. Joy Creations reminding people to hit the thumbs up. So thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so what I have on this board for people that aren't aware. Thank you, Sheila. She's saying, no, I didn't miss Zoom, so they didn't have it. What I have on the board is Wensleydale quilt. That's what people are referring to. This is what I'm doing in the sew along with Kevin. Although Kevin has his first 30 done, I'm still working on mine. And we're working on the first 30, like the first round. Like I started out doing complete blocks because this was my test block. And then I foundation piece one and I template cut one the last month on the third Thursday, just to show you guys how to do both ways, or to show you or tell you which one was more cumbersome. So Kevin was just doing the first round instead of doing all of one block at a time. So I thought that was a good idea because you're dealing with the same template over and over instead of switching templates. Now, if you're foundation piecing, I guess you can just go ahead and do them all. You could still do this same technique with foundation piecing too, though. So I'm trying to do it Kevin's way. Kevin's using shirtings, and so he can stack 5 layers of fabric together and cut, whereas I'm having more difficulty with the African prints because they change colors so much. And so with them changing colors, like one print could have purple, and then that same print could have another color in it. Like these 2 pieces of fabric came from the same piece of African print. So if I don't fussy cut some of it, it may not look like it's a cohesive round. And I don't know if, as I work on this, like when it gets bigger, if it will matter as much. I'm hoping it doesn't. But for the, the inside portions, when I'm working with B, C, and D templates, they're pretty small. So even I'm using A, B, and C now. And even template D is pretty small, so I may have to fussy cut. But I'm hoping after that, then I can just cut from the fabrics. So it's looking like I've used all different fabrics so far because I've been cutting out of certain portions of the fabric to cut my pieces. I'm having fun doing that. It's just slow process, but I am enjoying it. Now, how weird is that? I'm just upset because I can't cut more than one at a time. Okay, so it would have been Labor Day weekend, and I wasn't even available Labor Day weekend. And then I was sick this past week, so I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to anything. So I've been trying to get through email requests and people paying for retreat. That's what I've been trying to work on. Um, so yeah. Lana saying, I want to order the Teaquilts t-shirt. You have one you have on same color. It looks orange. Oh, size large. Email me price. Thanks. I can't remember. Is this shirt like for size large? I think it's 20. I have to see if I got this color in stock. But send me an email, Lana, if you don't mind, because it'll be a reminder. Because I try to I don't send out shirt orders within 24 hours because I try to get a grouping of shirts that need to be made at one time. I do know that Miss Vivian and um, Remo has an order for a shirt, and I got Darcy that has an order for a shirt. So if people wanting shirts, I try to make them at the same time because I have to use my long arm frame when I'm doing that. So no, you didn't miss Zoom. First Sunday was Labor Day weekend, so figure people would be busy. Then I was busy the following Sunday, so we're doing it this Sunday. Okay. That's from Eric. The Molly J is here saying hi, Miss T and Quilters. So I'm gonna just sew some of these pieces, and I'm only gonna chain piece a few of them at a time, so I don't have to, be trying to line back up these fabrics again to get the appropriate fabric that I need to place. So, um, I do love these little blocks. I'm loving the African prints. I'm loving the challenge of trying to make them have contrast between each other as well. But I can only cut, it's faster to sew than it is for me to cut them. And that's because I'm fussy cutting instead of layering fabrics and cutting. So if you want this to go easy on you, I would recommend getting fabrics that you don't have to fussy cut. Thank you, Lana. She's saying she'll send me an email. Why do I see hearts flying? Because they all in the way. Yeah, they got the heart down on the bottom of the screen. And when you touch it, it sends hearts. Are you sending them now, Eric? So yeah, so I'm hoping we've already been on here to 7:34 before I even took the first stitch. So I'm hoping my voice will last as long. It's in and out, like I said. I got the mousy voice. Yeah, I knew that was Eric when they kept flying up. I said Eric must be hitting the hard now. Gotta test it out. But it's a pain when you're trying to read the last comment, though. That's the problem. So I'm gonna use my wood press here. And every time I use the wood press, I have somebody watching the video that's not aware what it is. It's something that I use so I don't have to use a heated iron every time I sew pieces together. And you can order these on teaquilts.com, www.teaquilts.com on my website. I think I have like 2 more singles left, and I'm probably not going to be able to get an order for a while, but I do have sets. Like it comes with the seam ripper and stiletto combo as well. And I just added a little crystal on mine to keep it from rolling. Also add a piece of leather on the top that keeps it from rolling. And then I put a crystal on here as well to keep it from rolling. But you have to put the crystals where you're not going to put your hands, because otherwise it would hurt. If I use it and don't mention it, I have somebody asking me about it. Did you suggest starching fabric for the? Yes, I do, but I didn't. Well, I did. I'm using scraps from my African print. So my fabric was starched before I cut it. So I didn't have to come back and restarch mine. Plus, if you're using African fabrics, it's one of your heavily starched batiks anyway, so it's not as critical that you have to put starch in these. But if you're using regular cottons, I would most definitely recommend doing that. And I don't know what method you're using, Joe, if you're doing paper piecing or templates. It just depends on your method. If you're doing templates, I would recommend it for sure. I do have one foundation set of papers available. I think they're like $20 or $22. I can't remember. Includes the shipping. And then you don't even need the pattern because you just paper piece from the fabric, off the pattern sheet. You don't need the book. I don't know what I'm saying, pattern. You don't need the book because of that. So one of these days I'm gonna get 30 of these little boogers done. And then I can start cutting my next 30. And Jeff is saying I'll email you. Okay. And Joe Carmel says, got it. She's paper piecing. Okay. And even in paper piecing, you cut when you have a shape that you're paper piecing, you on the paper, they have the exact size of that image. I cut a piece at least a half inch bigger all the way around, so at least 1 inch bigger than what I need. And then you don't have to, you can bulk cut those pieces too. So just because you're foundation piecing doesn't mean you can't bulk cut to get it done faster. Hi, Damali. Did she come back in? Hi, Damali. I thought I had saw you up there before. I thought I remember saying hi to you, but welcome back if you got kicked out or something. All right, so we can now tell me what you are working on. What are your projects? Let me know if you're working on the Wensleydale quilt with us as well. Would appreciate knowing that. And then I take my medicine in the morning and it's 24 hours for both of them. And so then it has like that time release. And I'm always at this point, it's the time when I feel like it's in between a time release. I got all kind of eyeballs up here. I love the eyeball fabric. I'll show you the one I just sold. I'll take it off. Hold on. I love the eyeball fabrics. I'm sewing one under here now that's a different type of eyeball. And y'all know Miss Vivian wanted my whole piece of eyeball fabric that I just bought. I had to talk myself into sending that fabric to her, okay? Oh my goodness. That one's not an eye. This one is. Do you starch for paper piecing? I do starch for paper piecing. I starch all my fabric before I use it. So I don't necessarily starch for a particular technique. I think Joe was asking, basically was I starching for Wensleydale. So yeah. I didn't on these because I'm using African prints that most of these were cut from my scraps, which they were already starched when I cut kits from them. But look at that. That's my eyepiece. Isn't that gorgeous? This is why I'm stuck here. I am so stuck here because they come out so pretty from the fussy cutting. And then this is the other one that I just did. So I'm working on contrast as well, trying to make sure that when I go from one round to the next, as much as possible, I'm trying to make sure that I have some kind of contrast when I'm working on these. So I'm not trying to put a blue up against another blue piece where you may not see the blue. Eric says he's trying to find a Christmas pattern. I need to be doing the same thing. I'm in a sew along. T. Roberts is at work. Oh my gosh. When I worked on the job, I took my lunch. I had my own office. You got to have your own office first. I took my lunch so I didn't have to go out. And then I eat my lunch in like 5-10 minutes, and then I would do some type of sewing for the other 50 minutes. Okay. I go use the bathroom on their time. But I was gonna get my sewing in. Okay. Kathy Klein says Wensleydale quilt is on her bucket list. Come on, join us because we're gonna be working on it a while. It's not, unless you're just gonna speed cut and sew. It's not like a super fast quilt if you're using the templates, which is what I'm doing right now, trying to use the templates. I'm trying to be, not be so, I don't like templates. I don't want to do it. So I'm trying to get myself to use templates. One great thing is, though, that I can sew this on the machine. I don't have to sew by hand. I think these patterns were originally written for sewing by hand when they have the templates like these. But I am loving the blocks so far, the units, because I don't have but 3 blocks. But I'm loving the units as I'm making them. So come on, Kathy, and join us. Kevin and I normally sew Saturdays at noon, where we're working on them in a live chat, noon till about 3. And then, but we're not going to meet this Saturday. It's going to be the 4th this month. Only because I'm not feeling well and I don't want to drive an hour or so to Kevin's home. I don't want to commit to anything for 3 hours yet. That Bonita says making a dear friend a quilt for her milestone birthday, so that's fun. I am also working on 2 t-shirt quilts. I got to do actually 3. They're all for the same person, and then she gave me so many shirts. I had got 60 something sides, and I'm like, how big does she want, or how much is she wanting to pay? And then she got different shirts for her and then different shirts for her husband passed, and she's trying to make all the children quilts. And so I'm like, how many do you want this year? Because I don't need to be cutting all these shirts. When I realized she gave me 3 storage bags of shirts, and I got 60 something sides, and I didn't even cut every shirt in the first bag. I'm like, I got enough shirts for all the quilts, but I can't use them even though they're cut, because she wants 2 of them this year, and then I'm just going to hold them, and then she's going to get the other kids next year. But she wants 2 this year for Christmas, and then I'm going to make hers. I had offered to do hers for free because I knew her husband and he was really sweet. I just wanted to do that. And then she gave me a different bag of shirts that she wanted in her quilt. And I'm like, I can't even imagine how big she think her quilt's gonna be. So it's gonna be interesting to see I told her she probably won't get all of them in there, and if it was anything in particular she wanted, she might want to contact me. But yeah, so I'm working on t-shirt quilts. I've been cutting at Scrap Club, so now it's time for me to start stabilizing them, putting interfacing on them. And Bonita says that the blocks that I showed up, the little 2 units, were beautiful. Thank you. The Molly says spray starching for an Irish chain throw laptop quilt. I love Irish chain too. I'm really a traditional piecer, so I like stuff like this. I will do needle turn applique though. I have no problems doing that. I actually love that because it's a very nice to-go project. I do like that. Joe Cormel, that's green, pink, black eyeball fabric is the bomb. Yes. And see, that's my problem. I'm up here making, masterpieces. It's like everything can't be a masterpiece. Thanks, Jeff. He said his email was sent. I saw one from Sheila too. I did see your email. I don't know what it's about, but I saw your email come through. Diane McCoy says, I'm in the process of making 3 pillows for granddaughter, so that's cool. Oh, so Jeff, he almost finished with his hour to friendship. So that's the chisel project. I need to sew my rows together. That's my problem. I'm gonna lay them out. I need to count my blocks and see how many blocks I have because I was just sewing when I was working on that project. So maybe that'll be my Saturday project, is to go back to making more blocks, because I thought this was one that I was trying to make bigger because it's going to be one of my display quilts. Remo's reminding people to hit the thumbs up button. Show love for the educator. Claudette Bettis is here. Hey, Claudette. She's saying hi, T, and everyone. Bonita says, I suggest to purchase the book, Quilt Recipes. There are more beautiful quilts in the book. Yes, it is. I do recommend the book. That's why Kevin and I bought it. I saw it when I first saw it, and I'm like, oh my God, this book is $55. And then I don't really care so much about the recipes because I'm not really a sweets person. I have like 3 desserts that I eat, and that's all I eat. But so she has recipes in there. Some of them actually sound pretty good. I've read some of them, and but I like a lot of the quilts in there, and not all of them use templates. This is the only one that I've seen that has foundation papers, though. 6 of them has templates or uses templates, and then the other 6 you can just rotary cut. Hey, Vicky Barnes. Damali said, French seam pillowcases are great kid gifts. Jeff says, trying to figure out a border for it. Okay, ladies and gents, it's time for me to go home. Catch y'all later. Bye, Eric. I keep forgetting that it's a totally different time zone in California. And Remo says she's loving the book, so that's cool. So I haven't earned anything in a minute, so let me just... I've been reading comments, not even sewing. So yeah, I am trying to work on a few of them at a time now, but not too many, because I don't want to be trying to find fabric pieces. So thank you all for sharing your projects with me. I'm also making a jacket I need to finish too. I forget about that. I need to make something else for Scrap Quilting Club. I'm hoping, since I had to change that meeting date as well, that I'll get the last project of the year done for Scrap Quilting Club. I've done all the other 4. We had total of 5 projects for the year. Get yourself over here. All right. Hi, Deborah Sims Brown. Says hello, T and everyone. Welcome, welcome. And don't forget too, if you're attending retreat, that we're asking people to wear a t-shirt. Now I sell state quilter t-shirts, so that's what we're looking for, is a state quilter t-shirt telling us where you're from. It doesn't have to be a Teaquilts state quilter t-shirt. So when you arrive at retreat on Tuesday, I sent this out in the email just in case somebody missed it. When you arrive at retreat on Tuesday, make sure that you're wearing a quilt that depicts where you're from. I mean, a t-shirt. Sorry, and then I hit the mic. That's why I need to be in bed. Let us know where you're from. And then as we're doing our introductions, you'll have that as part of your introductions when we are introducing everybody. If you want to order a Teaquilts one, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But it's not a required to have it be a Teaquilts t-shirt. Okay. Let me just press these down before I add the next piece. Eleanor Williams says, do you demonstrate mitered corners? I'm sure I have a video. I've done mitered corners the cheat way, and then I should have some videos on my YouTube that shows how to make mitered corners. I know I've done them enough times, so hopefully they're on there. I think I did mitered corners when I did the Radiant Trifecta quilt. So search Teaquilts Radiant Trifecta, and then you're gonna have to get to when I did the borders. I'm thinking that I did mitered borders on that quilt. It was a Saturday chat thing where I worked on that, and I talked about it as I was working on it. Press this one just in case, just to give it. I like to use the wood press so I don't press in any pleats, and then it gives it memory when I put the heated iron on it, especially dealing with little bitty pieces. I like to press them first with my hand. And I'm not sewing fast. I'm not really a fast sewer. I'm just sit back and relax and enjoy the process. And that could be because I'm always multitasking. When I remember when I first started sewing, I would come home, I would put something in the oven and put it on a timer. So if I had, like, I would make stews in the oven, in a Dutch oven, so that I could just go stir it at a particular time. So I would use a timer on my stove because I can hear it from anywhere in my house. And so I did, I was sewing and cooking. But on top of that, I was also sewing, cooking, and watching television. And so I think I might be a slow sewer because of that, because I was always multitasking. So I'm not looking up at the camera now, but I think that's probably why I've never sewed fast. Hi, June Hanson. She's saying hi, T and everyone. I get a few of these little suckers sewed today. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock. I don't have anything else that I'm doing today because I've had a long day and wore myself out. I think I'm going to just fix me dinner and that's it. I don't know if that's Louis Alford saying hello from LaGrange, Georgia. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for putting in a comment. Don't remember your name, so welcome to the channel since I've never officially welcomed you. All right. I am going to Houston quilt show. Going to be working with Quilt Easy in the Butler booth. Electronic software for long arms. I'll be working with them. But I'm also going to do some kind of a meetup. I'll be putting it on my community page at some point. All right. So I knew I wasn't going to get them all sewed because we only had like 22 minutes or something. And I'm reading the chat comments where I wasn't even sewing. But I am not the fastest piecer. Okay, so it's just Lou without the E. Okay, because I was wondering. Thank you. My brother says, good night, everyone. Stay safe. Diane says, I like the green. Yep. I like lime green. So that's one of my colors. I like pick a favorite color of the year, although I have a favorite color that never changes. But lime green was my color at one point. Now I'm in teal. Teal blue. Still got that one on here. This fabric, this piece, you get like damask, and it's a little bit different than the other one, so it needs a little bit more. I might put some starch on this one just to stiffen it up a little bit. So these are not like it's anything, but I just fussy cut them just so you can see what my other ones look like. This was what do you call it? Daishiki. This is the center of a daishiki where you cut this or sew on a line and then you cut this part open. But yeah, I just fussy cut it through there. And another eye because I like them. And I got one more on my machine too. I'll get that one off. So I'm having fun playing with fabric. This one here, just fussy cut a border print. And let's sew one more piece off. Get that to the end. Because I want to show you this other eye fabric, and then I'll show you the one that I haven't sewn yet. I purposely didn't pick that one up. All right. So this is like a bird eye or something. And I'm wondering if it's got something to do with a bird's eye view. I have no idea which way is right side up, but I'm going to put it in there anyway. I have no idea. I think this is the top because of how the eyeball is sitting up at the top in the very center. So I think that's the top. And then this is another eye that I just fussy cut out. And as I said, I'm not trying to match, I'm trying to contrast. So they so pretty. They so pretty. Lou says, thank you so much. I watch you all the time. Well, thank you. So it's good to have people come into the chat when they're available. It takes a lot to figure out how to even get in to make a chat comment because you have to make an account and then they have to have your credentials and all of that stuff before you can do it. I still got one friend. She still hasn't figured out how to get in here and chat. Okay. You got to remember all these emails. People saying good night to my brother. See Joy Creations is saying good night, Miss T and Quilters. Hope to see you on Saturday. Yes. Sharon says you fussy cut selections are coming out very nice. Thank you. It just takes a long time, but I'm so happy with when I look at the center of them that they're all going to be something pretty in the center of almost every block. Now I got some I like more than others, but I'm having fun just fussy cutting my centerpiece. So it's just taking me a lot longer. Like I'm truly fussy cutting the centerpiece. And then the outer edges, I'm just going into particular parts of the fabric. So yes, it's fussy cutting, but in a different way. I don't have to have it match up. Like when I fussy cut this, I didn't go into the same part of the fabric. I just cut this knowing that I needed to have some of the black in every piece. I couldn't just, like this one would look more oddball if I didn't have any black at all. I didn't care if it had some, a lot, but it had to have some when it was pieced. So, some of it I'm fussy cutting. I haven't fussy cut anything like that they had to all, when I put the first round on, that they all had to be the same. I was just making sure that they were in the same color pattern of the fabric. Eleanor says, what size is the corner of the eyepiece? I don't know because I'm cutting from templates. It's templates. Joe says, very pretty block. It takes time, but it's fun sewing. Yeah, it does take time. I probably will go fix me something to eat, and I'm still feeling really decent right now. So I'll go chill, get me something to eat, and then I might come back in and get these so I can get them off of this board onto the board back here so that I'm trying to get 60 of these smaller units here. So I'm not going to get to 60 tonight. I need to cut more. So I had to piece what was on my board because I didn't want to stack them in the piles, and then if I messed them up and I couldn't figure out what went with what, because it's never going to go back the same way again unless you take a photo of it. So I was just saying, okay, these are on the board. You've cut enough that this board is full. Go ahead and sew these because I'm still not at 30. Okay. I need 60. It's 60 blocks in this quilt. Kevin done his first 30 last month, and so he's going to sew on his next 30 when we meet again. I like your blocks. Thank you. June is saying she enjoyed your shorts, Joe, as well as your videos. And bye. And thumbs up and get them up. That's Remo. Last reminder for you all to hit the thumbs up button on your way out of here, please. If you haven't already, I am going to go ahead and end this video. I will be back on Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for 2-hour live sewing chat. So I'm hoping I can get more of this stuff cut so I can try to get, I don't have to, once I sew these, I don't have to sew anymore. I just need to cut. So this will get me caught up to the 30 that Kevin's at, and then I can go ahead and start cutting so I can have stuff to sew when we meet on the 4th Saturday. So remember that Kevin and I are not going to be live this Saturday because I don't want to do 2.5 hours in a car driving as well as 3 hours with him and then come back home and have to do live Saturday chat. I don't think I had that much energy this week. So I'm gonna save it for the 4th Saturday at noon that I'm going to meet with Kevin, if he's available, unless something come up. So that's the agenda for right now. I hope you all have a good evening. I'm still looking at my blocks. They so pretty. Y'all know I love lots of color. I love all the color, okay? So good night, everybody. You all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, everybody. Bye, Linda. I see you coming in here, Linda Denton.